I guess y'all know by now that the movie Get Out isn't finna be a fly by night, come and go type of movie. You know, the kind of movie that's it's only good for a while, and you know, something to talk about. You know, and people don't even buy the DVD, or you'll buy the DVD and you won't even watch it. Get Out has made its way into the hearts, minds, and souls of black and white people alike. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're going to see, if you don't right now, how Get Out really, how it did the job that Nate Parker was trying to do. What they didn't let Nate Parker do, they let Jordan Peele do. Okay, the message is still clear. The message is still the same. I'm going to do a video, because I don't have time in this one, to explain how Get Out and Birth of a Nation both gave the same message. But the message that Birth of a Nation would have the message that people would have received from Birth of a Nation would have caused a mass revolt. Yeah. But this article that I'm about to read, I'm not gonna, get off into that. I'm gonna just do the video on it. This article that I'm about to read, I found it by way of watching a Get Out analysis by by brother Dr. Umar Johnson. And I'm going to but I'm going to leave the links to that video, and then I'm gonna leave the link to the video where he actually talks about the article that I'm about to read, the Harriet Tubman Visitor Center. It's kind of it's a double-edged sword here. Like anything of ours, anything that's black, it has to be backed by white people in order to be accepted, in order to be viewed as something, just to be accepted, by black people too. White people are already going to view anything that we do as hostile, because that's their nature. Their nature is to be hostile. That's why whenever we talk about racism, they think it's the racism that they implement. They think that they want to call us racist and try to use the definition that applies to them. They only see it that way. Why? Because that is the way that they have implemented racism for 6,000 years. Their entire existence. So I'm going to get right into this article. Hogan commemorates grand opening of Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Visitor Center. And in honor of Harriet Tubman Day, Governor Larry Hogan today, this was posted March 12th, announced the grand opening of the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Visitor Center in Church Creek, Maryland. The governor joined nearly 500 guests in the ribbon cutting ceremony, including descendants of Harriet Ross Tubman, Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford, and county and state officials. Harriet Tubman Day is celebrated annually, both nationally and in Maryland, March the 10th. Honestly, I didn't know that. And if it is celebrated nationally, why isn't it on the calendar? Matter of fact, let me check my calendar to be sure. Nope, there's no Harriet Tubman Day on the 10th of March, and I don't think a lot of people knew that. But if they celebrated in Maryland, that's cool. But nationally, I've never heard of it. Governor Hogan also reaffirmed his continued support of erecting a Harriet Tubman statue on the state house grounds in Annapolis, and pledged to commit any necessary funding to see the project to completion. Currently, $300,000 is allocated in the administration's fiscal year 2018 budget for the project. Harriet Tubman's contribution to our state and nation transcend race, gender, nationality, and religion, and her legacy continues to inspire others to this day, said Governor Hogan. Now I see why Umar Johnson said what he said. This visitor center is yet another way to honor this Maryland hero. And serves as an invitation to all people to learn more about Harriet Tubman and how her acts of determination, courage, and selflessness impacted our nation. Okay, I'm gonna just say what Umar Johnson said. Harriet Tubman is not a hero to white America. She's just not. You can't put Harriet Tubman in the same category as George Washington or Thomas Jefferson or any other of these so-called white heroes that the white people have. Harriet Tubman was a fugitive. She was an outlaw. If they would have caught Harriet Tubman, they would have hanged her. And if they would have hanged Harriet Tubman, there would be no Harriet Tubman Day. She would not be revered as, or her acts of determination, courage, and selflessness that impacted the nation. None of that would have been said in this article. This article wouldn't have even been written. The building wouldn't have even been built. She would have been viewed the same way Nat Turner was viewed. The park grounds include 17 acres of parkland, legacy garden, recreational pavilion, as well as the new visitor center, which contains informative and educational exhibits to commemorate the life and lasting legacy of Harriet Tubman. The state, through the Departments of Commerce and Natural Resources, is working together with the National Park Service and Dorchester County at this shared site to recognize and memorialize Tubman as an American hero and civil rights icon. Now, I mean, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because we want our heroes to be recognized, but the problem is we as black people will only accept what white people push. Because Nat Turner is viewed as a rebel, is viewed as they would even call him a racist black supremacist for the things that he did. But because white people view him as that, black people are going to automatically view him that way. And the only people that do not see Nat Turner as a hero for the black cause, the only people that see Nat Turner for a hero of the for the black cause are those who are conscious. Not necessarily the conscious community, but those black people who are conscious, which means those who are awake. Those black people who see the government for what it is, and they want to get away from the government. That's not necessarily just the conscious community. There are also black people who are still Christians, some black people who are still in religion, who still have a mindset for liberating the minds of their fellow black people. Okay. We as black people have to get off of this we have to come out of the mindset of having white people getting a stamp of approval from white people for our stuff. If it's ours, we find a way to make those things memorable, iconic. Why do we have to beg the white man to let us into the Oscars? Why do we have to beg the white man to let us into the Academy Awards? Why do we have to beg the white man to teach us our history? Why do we have to beg the white man for a paycheck? Why can't we do these things ourselves? Anybody that relies on the Caucasian for anything is still a slave to the system. Relies on the white man for anything. I'm not talking about, if you need a pair of drawers, you finna go buy some Hanes. What I'm saying is when you become knowledgeable of what's going on around you, as far as white supremacy, racist white supremacy, and you make excuses for continuing to put money in the white supremacist's pocket, you are a slave to this system. Anybody who becomes knowledgeable of this, of racist white supremacy, they will find ways to see how Hanes operates so that they can create their own. Or they just might not be for them. They might look for it from someone else. We have to completely separate ourselves from this system if we want to be free. We can't make excuses for our oppressor. That is called Stockholm Syndrome, which I'm currently doing a series on. Stockholm Syndrome and cognitive dissonance, and how it impacts and affects the black community. Okay, so in case you don't want to rewind and hear what I said, or if what I said didn't make any sense, I'm going to rephrase it and kind of make it better understood. Once you become conscious, you find ways to make things happen for yourself and not rely on the Caucasian or your oppressor for the things that you want done. Okay? And that's everything that we're getting. That's everything that we're getting. This whole Harriet Tubman thing is backed by white people. Okay? But what in another thing, the reason why that we don't want or cannot have the Caucasians backing our stuff is because they get to tell us how to use our stuff. Okay, they get to come in and they can tell us this wall doesn't need to be here, it's a fire hazard. Okay, or I mean anything, you know. But you know, moving on. The Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Visitor Center is a state-of-the-art lead certified facility managed in partnership by the Maryland Park Service and National Park Service. It houses an exhibit hall that features immersive displays, an information desk, a research library, and museum store. The site also serves as the new headquarters for the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom, a National Park Service program. Admission is free. Harriet Tubman began her life as a slave right here in Maryland, and is now known to the world as an abolitionist, humanitarian, and hero, said Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford. With the opening of this impressive facility, the achievements of Harriet Tubman will be on display for Marylanders and visitors alike, and preserved for generations to come. We live in a hypocritical system. We live in a hypocritical country. Once upon a time, when Harriet was alive, and when she was getting people to freedom, the same country that is rewarding her and giving her a day of honor is the same country that wanted her dead. And not only that, I don't know if they are still going to go through with it or not, but why are they trying to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill? Okay. And not only that, from what I heard, they said that Harriet is going to be on one side of the 20, and Andrew Jackson is still going to be on the other side. If that is the case, you can't be happy for some type of symbolism that tells you we can give you your freedom, but we're always going to be watching you. We're always going to be on your backside. You know, yes, that's how the country is anyway, but if we're the land of the free, how can you still watch over me, you know, in the way that you do? Because we're not being watched for our protection. I was talking to a coworker about how the police are not for our protection. When you look at the origin of police and how they started, their whole origin, their whole coming into being was for the protection of slave owners, to bring their property back. They were specifically created for the protection of property, not the protection of an owner's property, not for the protection of a human life. Okay. But anyway. Moving on. Harriet Tubman began her life right here in Maryland. Okay, yeah, I read that. The Visitor Center serves as a gateway to the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Byway, The byway was designed in 2008 as one of the best scenic and historic driving tours in the nation. It takes visitors to cultural and historic sites in one of the most pristine 18th century agrarian landscapes in the country. The designation was a key factor in the awarding of $8.5 million to transportation enhancement and $1.6 million in National Scenic Byway funds by the Maryland Department of Transportation. Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad National Historic Park opens to the public on Saturday, March 11th. The grand opening weekend includes a variety of special programs and guest speakers. So yeah, that's the rest of the article. And just a few more thoughts before I end this video. I really encourage you to go and look at the Umar Johnson video that I'm going to leave in the description box. And I don't want to give away too much of what he said, but you know the main thing that stands out about this whole thing is us as black people having our own, supporting our own, and doing what we can to rise as a black nation. A lot of black people are the only ones who are convinced, and convincing them, who are convincing themselves, also being forced into convincing themselves that race is not an issue. Race is one hell of an issue. Look at the hair care products. When you go to these stores. Matter of fact, a lot of women and men, women for the most part, they get lucky, you know, finding hair care products that are specifically for white women, but it can also work for their hair as well. It goes back to this video that I just got done recording. I haven't uploaded it yet, where it was talking about milk. Sister Samantha Davis, you know, who wrote an article stating that, you know, basically what is made for white people and what white people are able to consume, black people are not. And the same thing goes for us. All of this to make the point that America is not designed to cater to black people. Black people have came up with black products for black people. No white person has. And if they have, it was specifically for the purpose of making a dollar. Black people, they did it, yeah, to make money, but they did this seeing that these other products are hurting our people. Okay, will we be able to be 100% independent from our government of this country? We won't be 100% independent until the entire system falls. Okay? And in the position that America is in now, America is in a position of committing suicide, but it wants to commit genocide at the same time. It wants to destroy every person along with it. When the system says is saying by so many actions, because actions speak louder than words. The system is saying that if I die, I'm going to take everyone down with me. This system, this country, the government does not care about black people. They only cater to their own. Everyone that is involved in this system, they are the ones that take care of their own. Arabic, Indian, Caucasian. Not gonna make this video too long, man. But let's see where we're at. We're at the 25-minute mark, going on 26. But yeah, tell me what you think about this Harriet Tubman Visitor Center. Should black people be proud of this? Do you have mixed emotions about it? Do you have mixed feelings about it? What do you think about this? Leave a comment down at the bottom, man. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.